Hello everyone, this is Ron. Welcome to another King of Fighters All-Star video, and today I am going to show you a couple of tests with different supports, that is CHIZURU, MAKI and definitely LEONA. I have already awakened LEONA in this morning at level 90. She is freaking strong, guys, and she kind of is completing the tier 8 of plugin plant almost in auto. I was recording another video and I was just letting her play on auto. She almost completed tier 5. All she need to do is to tier 6. I will update it later if she can do it in auto, or probably she will need a little bit of help. But overall point is, she's freaking damn strong, guys. She's freaking damn strong. The way her kit works, the critical rate thing, oh my god. And you would like to definitely build her up based on critical rate. The imprint stones are also giving critical rate and everything. Very, very ideal. Try to add some form of attack and blast skill damage in her kit. However, it is also possible to build her on strike skill, but in that case the damage numbers will be of course little bit lower because most of her skills are kind of blast skill. Now we'll be doing the test with 3 different supports, and I'll be doing the test in the guild. And couple of disclaimers that the support team in the guild and the support team in the guild boss challenge, they might be different. Sometimes the same team is going to work really well, but there are different combination possible. And the test that I will show you in the guild raid with these supporters might be different if you use the same supporter in the guild boss challenge. And the way it is going to work, that I'll be using Q as the main damage dealer, striker will be Kusanagi, and Kazbi will be the default support. I will not change her or anything. The striker, there will be a striker. The Oswald as a striker, I'm going to use him as a striker for Kazbi. And this support I will change. I will use different support in this field. On the first occasion, I am going to use, where is our lady CHIZURU? Amazing F2P support, guys. As you can see, totally level 90, not even awakened or anything. So I'm going to use in the first gameplay this support. No plugins, no nothing. Imprint stone, nothing. Just not even awakened. And I'm using this sort of set cards that will give you PG, because you would like to throw her 3 PG. And the option cards are kind of totally irrelevant. You can use any one of them, doesn't really matter. So let me show you the gameplay. And next I'm going to change this support. I'm going to use LEONA. Where is LEONA? This is going to be LEONA. And for LEONA, I'm using I didn't use this set, rather I used this in-game set, the free set. This one you can use for PG gain. Honestly, LEONA is so strong, she doesn't really need anything, but you can use. Option card is totally random. You don't have to worry about plugin or anything, because you're going to use her as a support. And finally, I am going to use the final support, that is going to be MAKI. So same team combination for MAKI. I am using the plugins and stones are irrelevant. You don't have to use it. This sort of set card is going to help. Also, if you don't have, always for the supports, this sort of set is going to do really well. But for Kazmi, since Kazmi is my latest support, so she's going to be the last support before the damage dealer is appearing. So there is a special couple of cards that you can use to increase the damage. This sort of set card is known as City of Darkness Type 3. This was actually a very old set card that came from BS Volume 2, I guess. And it is going to increase attack. The main thing is the target's damage received 10%. This is going to help a lot. Okay, so if you don't have this set, there is another alternative set. And all of these sets are actually available in this Kaya banner. There is a Kaya summon banner. All of these sets are available here. Hopefully I can show you. Gears of Fate. Yes, this is the set. Increase attack 13%. Increase the target's damage received by 10% for 8 seconds. Same effect. Same effect. So if you get this set or if you get that set, you can use. But if you don't have any one of this set, still your character is going to do really high damage if your build is really fine. Now one thing I must also say, that there's a lot of problem in my Kyo's build, and I'm going to show you right now that what should be the exact build. In Kyo, I'm using this sort of. Let me change the option card because I didn't use this option card. I used this option card and this option card. And in my different testing, I found that these option cards are really good. However, you can change this option card too and use any crit based option card. For example, this one. This one is also going to help. And this is going to be the banner set card for any damage dealer. If your damage dealer is Kyo, use this sort of cards. If your damage dealer is any other, use the relevant cards and try to get critical rate. I got critical rate, but ideally critical damage should be the best thing. This one is also critical rate. This one, let's see, attack. See, I didn't even have critical damage in any case. This attack type fighters critical damage, this sort of effect is going to help. And I kind of showed in my previous live stream that how to transcend cards. You can check that out. So try to go for the critical damage and try to transcend the cards. And for the imprint stone, I'm using flawed imprint stone, which is not going to give you the highest damage. This imprint stone is going to increase active skill 2 damage certain percent. This one is also active skill damage certain percent, and final stone is also active skill damage 15%. These stones are taken from different banners, of course, but however, this is not the ideal stone. The ideal stone would be in the first slot. You would like to use the stone for that we got from Leona. Let me quickly show you that. The ideal stone that I am willing to add, but I don't really have the unpair kit. This is going to be the stone. Increase ultimate fighter's critical damage by 20%. This stone you would like to use in the circle slot for any damage dealer. It doesn't matter who is the damage dealer, attack type, defense type, or whoever. In this slot, another great stone from this banner, Leona banner, ultimate fighter's critical rate by 2.5%. You can use this one, or also there is another stone that, let me quickly show you. This one, ultimate fighter's critical damage. I think this is going to be the better stone. And finally, in this slot, you would definitely like to use another ultimate fighter's critical damage by 20%. This sort of stones is going to do really well. However, I still don't have any sort of unpaired kit, so I cannot really show you the testing. But definitely, I will show you at some point that whenever I will have all these critical stones added to my main damage dealer, the damage numbers today that you will see, it will be increased at least 20 to 30% more. So let's stop talking and let me straight away take you to the gameplay. And let me pull the gameplay right now. So first of all, where is the media? Okay, so let's start the gameplay. And first team, as I said, that is going to be CHIZURU, Kazumi, and definitely Kyo. And let's start the gameplay. And this was, to be honest, one of my surprises, because as I showed you that CHIZURU is the weakest character in my roster or in my entire team. Level 90, not even awakened. But the value that she is providing to the entire team, to the entire account, just too massive. Just watch this. And of course, yeah, I kind of forgot to say that in my previous video, that whenever you are collecting these characters, make sure that you collect the 3PG card, the special card. The card that says on the top, that says special card. The special card, you need to have the special skill, and without those special skills, or without throwing the 3PG, there's a big problem. What's the problem? You will not be able to time the other character. You need a certain time gap. You need to waste a long time so that other characters cooldown, tag cooldown is ready. So you can tag them, because as you can see that whenever you tag out any character, the character is going to have a certain cooldown, 13 seconds, 14 seconds, this sort of time. There are certain cards that also going to reduce this sort of cooldown. But if you don't really have those type of cards, all you have to rely on the CPG. That's what CPG matters. And as you can see, so far, second rotation going on. And let's finish the second rotation and I'm going to tell you the score. I think it is 173 trillion. 173 trillion? I mean, what should I say, guys? What should I even say? This is just too massive. Alright? And whenever boss is going to just do this hand up thing, you can do two things. Either you can throw the 3PG if you have the 3PG ready, or you can just simply wait. Because when boss is going to do the thing, this hand up thing, the timer is also going to be stalled. So you are not really wasting any time. And you can also save more time all the way. And as you can see, by 1 minute mark, we're already more than 245 trillion. 245 trillion. And the plugins I'm using with Kyo is nothing, just attack and strike skill. Attack and strike is the same thing I showed in my many videos. I haven't really changed any sort of stuff. But definitely I'm going to experiment with critical rate and critical damage if I can add them to the plugin. But the main plugin of the main damage dealer is definitely going to be either strike skill or blast skill based on the characters. If you are playing with characters like Ash, if you're playing with characters like LEONA, the Orochi LEONA, 98 LEONA, both of them are having a blast skill, and you would like to use blast skill in the plugin. But if you are playing with characters like, for example, Terry, or characters like, for example, Kyo, or most characters that we saw, Adelheid, Benimaru, many characters are having the strike skill. I think Athena is having blast skill. I kind of forgot. Athena is having probably blast skill. So there has been so far no dedicated support for strike skill damage dealers. But blast skill is already having one. And who is that support? None other than this queen CHIZURU. She's a kind of a dedicated support for all the blast skill damage dealing character. Even in her non-awakened state, she is offering 60% solid damage to the blast skill and both the strike skill characters. But if you can level her up to level 90 and unlock her EX score, she is going to provide another 50% extra damage buff to the entire team, and this team buff is going to be blast skill. So blast skill is getting 60% from the from her active skill, and also 50% from the core, and also 350% attack from the core. And in together, all of this thing is making the damage number so insane. And this is one of the reasons why Ash, the UE Ash, is still one of the top damage dealers in the game. And as you saw, let me just quickly show you the score, final score that I kind of stopped before 12 seconds. Is 412 trillion, guys. 412 trillion we were able to do with this F2P setup cards. Now let's change the character and add some let's stop the gameplay and add some more characters, and let me fast forward a little bit. So now we'll be adding LEONA to the team. We'll be keeping everything same. I showed the cards previously. The damage dealing cards of Kyo, damage dealing stones, and everything will be same for Kyo and every other character. Let's do this, guys. Now for LEONA, since she is a fully awakened character and we had to usually invest a huge amount of rubies to awaken her, and she is going to do her support from her core. From her active skill, she doesn't really have too much. Only she's having this 80% defense decrease and 100% increased damage to the opponent. That's all she is having in the core, but in the skill. But in the core, she is having defense decrease. She is having more increased damage to the enemy. She is also having the reduction of critical hit resist rate. All these entire things is actually not working perfectly in my run. As you can see that the numbers are kind of average, not really uber tier broken. Why? Because of my Kyo's build. This is why the build actually comes to the play. And I showed that my Kyo's build is based on not really critical damage or critical rate, but rather based on active skill damage and attack, which is not the main thing if you are using LEONA. If you are using LEONA as a support, the main thing that is going to kick in is her decrease of critical hit or critical rate resistance. That means you need to equip your main damage dealer to a very high amount of critical rate and critical damage to actually get the main benefit from LEONA. So that's why the numbers you are seeing in my screen is not really the ideal number that you should expect from LEONA. But still, even then, I think we are almost close to 200 trillion with the second rotation. And now we are going to do the third rotation, of course. And one thing you'll see that she will be able to do more rotation because her gameplay style is kind of really fast. She will get 80% cooldown reduction of her ultimate core, and as a result she will be able to activate more ultimate codes really quick. But probably you would like to have some sort of what should I say, the tag cooldown cards, because other characters has to be really ready. And so of course I haven't done too much of practice, so I cannot really guarantee to say, but at 57 seconds, that means around 1 minute mark, let me show you the scores. 264 trillion, if my eyesight is not really too bad, no 284 trillion, 284 trillion around the 1 minute mark, which is definitely not the ideal score, not the score that I expected, because as I said that my build is not perfect. But still, even with this imperfect build, I mean 300 plus trillion, we are getting around 50 seconds. That's a huge number, to be honest. So let's proceed further. Couple of more seconds left, and the reason that I am showing you full rotations and full everything, because all these characters are having a lot of these cumulative damage thing, a damage coefficient thing, and in some rotations this critical thing, critical rate, critical damage thing is going to proc. In some rotation they're going to proc less. So some rotations will give you high amount of damage, some rotations will give you a kind of a lower amount of damage. So I just wanted to show you the entire gameplay, so you see that what's going on. And another main reason that I get less damage is, I talked about it in my previous videos, that my Kazmi is totally A3. She's not having her main critical rate buff. So if you think about the lackings I'm having by using this Leona, we are not giving anything to Leona. We are not giving any critical rate buff from Kazmi. My Kyo is not having the crit rate build, but still she is offering us this crit rate reduction rate, which is kind of getting totally wasted. And I'm totally curious to see that what type of score we will be able to pull with this character when I'm going to build my Kyo based on crit rate and critical damage, just getting those imprint stones, getting those transcending properly right. This will make a huge difference, guys. But still now, 431 trillion we were able to put in the Inferno mode with this team combination. Insane, guys. So let's proceed further, and now we are going to change the team. Now we are going to use Maki. Maki, another character that is highly invested in my account, fully awakened, and we are going to use an in-core mechanism that is going to give us the energy explosion effect. And this thing is not going to work like the other characters. It is going to simply enhance the attack. 350% attack from the core, a little bit support from her active skill, but that's kind of not really that important. But what she's going to do, 350% attack and 200% active skill buff. But not only that, this entire damn thing is going to be doubled up to 1.5 times. 350% is going to be increased to more than 500%, and 200% is also going to be increased to 300% for all the support. That means my Kyo is actually getting more than 500% attack buff and more than around 300% strike skill, active skill buff. As a result, both of these effects, especially this 200% active skill buff, is totally connecting with his imprint stone that I previously showed, that his imprint stone is increasing the active skill buff. This buff from Maki is totally connecting with those active skill buff, and as a result you will see this combination is going to do the highest amount of damage. That means this build of Kyo is actually very good for Maki, or Maki is very good for this sort of builds. So now you get the bigger picture that how this damage mechanism works, and any support actually will not be able to give you the top ranked damage that you are looking for. You should not just use any support, or you should not just rely on any build, because the perfect build will make a huge difference. I'm not telling you that my build is perfect or anything, but I tried my best. This is what I can do, and only 2 rotations done, guys. Not even 1 minute. Still 15 seconds left for 1 minute, and look at our scores. Let's finish the TPG, and we are rocking 248 trillion, guys. 248 trillion. 1 minute is not even gone. So another rotation just before the 1 minute mark. Let's quickly do it. And of course this darkness thing is totally annoying all the time, you know that. That's why Leona is kind of a character who is going to make your gameplay a little bit easier because she has the darkness immunity. And as you can see that, around 54 seconds, we are more than 350 trillion. We are already more than 350 trillion. Only because of the right build that is corresponding to the main support. 371 trillion, guys. What should I say? And these damage numbers is probably going to be increased even more. Because, as I said that, critical rate, critical damage, these are going to be the king. Even if Maki is buffing my attack and active skill damage, and even if I'm going to use critical setup in my future, you will see that in future, with these Maki, with these support, this attack and active skill buff, I will be do more damage with those critical rate and critical damage stones. This is how things work, guys. This is so insane that critical damage in this game is the king. Period. It is the king. And for this reason, I kind of summoned in Isla banner. I had no intention to pull in this banner, but I saw the Imprint Stone. That was my main first focus. So whenever we see these sort of new characters are coming, don't just confine your knowledge and your observation to the design of the character and just simply quit the game. Try to understand this mechanism that is going on inside. Try to understand this Imprint Stone. Try to understand this character support mechanism. The developers are bringing each and every update. Each and every update is bringing new mechanism, entirely breaking the game again and again, teaching you new skills, teaching you new boundaries. You're setting new boundaries for your damages and skills. Oh my god, look at this. 5 seconds to go and we are already more than 600 trillion. With all those lackings, with Kazmi A3, with no critical damage, critical rate, Imprint Stone in my character, with no proper, what should I say, transcending effect. Of course, I used some, what should I say, the ultimate strikers to fill up my gap. But so it makes perfect sense. But let me tell you why. At some point, you would like to definitely use and get the benefit of these ultimate strikers because they already make a big difference. So already, without adding critical rate or anything, I'm already doing a very good amount of damage, and this damage is going to get 30% to 20% more increase when I'm going to simply add those critical setup. And if my Kazmi is awakened to A5, and if I can activate her core from critical rate and critical damage, oh my god, I'm aiming for more than 1000 trillion, guys. I'm not sure if I can make it, but definitely I am aiming for it. So that is going to be the plan, and in that way I'm going to work from now, and my main goal is going to be to play this guild as much as possible, get those unpaired kits, and also most importantly, play the other guild, that is this guild boss challenge, because this is going to give us this free stones. This is going to be very important, free generic memories of EX character. Don't sleep on this, guys. Don't neglect this thing. Keep playing. This will make your account really strong down the line. And don't forget to collect CHIZURU, because as I showed you that she is just full of insanity. So thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to support the content, support the channel, and I hope this video was helpful to you to determine that who is going to be your support and what type of setup you would like to do for high damages. And I'll see you soon in some other videos. Till then, stay awesome and peace out, my friends.